The Falcons are the tournament's favourites with 7 title wins from the competition's past 9 editions, and their tournament rivals know it's a team to beat. And their emphatic win in the opening match against Mali just demonstrated the appetite of the Falcons to lift the continental title again. Although a draw with the Black Queens of Ghana denied them all 3 points in their second games, the Falcons are expected to sail through to the finals of the tournament.
With over 12 foreign-based players in the final squad, we've got the likes of Francisca Odega, who plays at trade in America. We also have the likes of Monome Ebim, who won the title with FC Minsk out there in Belarus, also playing in the Women's Champions League with FC Minsk in Belarus. So it's expected that with this wealth of experience, they can come together and indeed once again defend the trophy successfully.
But it's not all cut out for the Falcons. Non-payment of match bonuses and salaries of the coaching staff has been the biggest headache for the Super Falcons. For a while, their participation at the tournament hanged in suspense, with players threatening to boycott the tournament. Even when the team decided to head for the tournament, lack of motivation was expected to dampen the performance of the team, but that seems not the case anymore.
The issue of monies will not actually come into place at this point in time, because when you look at the team, we have at least about 12 foreign-based professionals in that team, and their problem is not about collecting bonuses or stuff. It's just about enriching their profile, playing more tournaments for Nigeria, which will actually keep them going in their various clubs, because you need to be playing some percentages of national team football for you to stay in top club football in Europe.
This would be the 8th time the Falcons will be lifting the Continental Trophy should they successfully defend their title. Their main challenge would be asserting themselves on global tournaments like the World Cup and the Olympics, where the team is still struggling for a success. Kelechi Amekalam, CCTV Abuja, Nigeria.
Right now, joining us for further discussion on this is Toby Olubi. No stranger to the show. Toby is a football coach and pundit from Nigeria. He joins us live from Lagos. Toby, of course, Nigeria is undoubtedly the force to beat in African women's football. They've, of course, been the defending champions and won the most number of tournaments. What exactly can we put this down to?
Well, basically, I think it's the interest, and Nigeria is a country of over 180 million people, so it's obvious you have a lot of interested and talented women who want to play football. So I think the population is really an advantage, and the interest is there. Football is a religion in Nigeria, worshipped by a lot of people. So the government don't need to do much to get this talent interested in the game. The interest is already there. You just need to make them participate and then select the best ones.
Now, Toby, of course, what further needs to be done to develop the women's game across the African continent?
Basically, across the African continent, I think the sponsors needs to come in, because it's the female football. A lot of sponsors have refused to come in. They've refused to help the female football grow, and I think this has affected the creation of leagues, because it's difficult to run a league without a sponsor. Take for example, in Nigeria, we've got a women's league, just very few teams. I think about 8 teams are participating in the league, and no sponsors yet. So it's difficult for them to travel for matches, and without a sponsor bringing in the money. Also, the stadiums are not usually filled up. So I think this is a major challenge in female football in Africa. I think the government needs to pay more attention, and also private companies need to come in as sponsors so the league can grow better. We presently have a lot of players playing in Europe. Asisa Doshuala plays for Arsenal ladies. There's also a Rita Chikwedi, she plays in Sweden, and so on and so forth. So we've got players doing well in Europe. If only that can be related back home in Africa, let's develop a decent league all over the continent, and then we'll have players that can challenge at the world stage.
Finally, Toby, you do mention leagues in Europe, but we do know that many countries here in Africa don't have leagues for women's football. Just how big a role do you think that domestic leagues play?
Yeah, the domestic leagues are going to play a big role, because it gives you an avenue to select players from. When you have a league of about 15, 12 teams, and each team registers about 20 to 25 players, it gives you a pool of very talented players for the country to select from. It's quite unfortunate that most African countries don't have well-run leagues, so it's difficult for them to pull out the best of the best. You know, they just have to go to the grassroots to pick players from. So I think if countries can have an established league like we have in the likes of England, France, Sweden, and other advanced countries over there, even in America, I think we can challenge the world strongest female teams, the likes of Germany, likes of USA, who are very strong, and we tend to collapse whenever we play them in the Olympics or at the World Cup.
Toby, thank you very much for your insight there. Toby Olubi, who is a football coach and analyst, joining us live from Lagos, Nigeria.